Hey guys, Corrie here with a scrapbook process video for you. So I just wanted to let you know first off that I'm actually in a new place with all of this COVID-19 stuff going on. We actually ended up having to shelter in place, not in our normal house. So I am creating and doing videos and everything else from off-site. So I've got limited supplies and also not like the same workspace that I normally have. I'm actually in the middle of the living room and other people can come and go and you might hear the dogs and other things, other noises, whatever. So I apologize for that. But you know what? I've got videos and they're going to be great and it's going to be fun. And, you know, at least I've got time to spend my days somewhat creatively. So there you go. So this page I'm doing is random stuff from my stash. So like when I was packing to leave my house, I couldn't obviously bring everything with me, but I brought a box of embellishments, my latest hip kits, and then I had found this piece of pattern paper, the stuff with the black drawn hearts on there, and I'd found it and it was like so cute. I was like, oh, I should just take that, and I like shoved it in the box that I was packing of stuff to take with me, and I'm so glad I did because here we go. We're going to use it right on this page. Now, I typically don't need to use a bunch of pattern paper, so it's not usually an issue, but it just so happens that, and I also brought like a stack of photos that I had already printed, and it just so happens that this photo is the one that I had just decided I really, really wanted to scrapbook, and I needed some pattern paper for it, more than just paints and embellishments. So it worked out really, really great that I brought it with me. So I put it on there and it's a flap that's going to come up. And I did that because all of the journaling for this photograph is going to go behind it. There's a big story I wanted to write on there. And so I just felt like it would be better to just go ahead and put it underneath there. That way I could flip that up and the whole story would be written right there. So that's why that's all there. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to do all the journaling in the video. I went ahead and just turned the camera off at that point, like once I got to that point, and I just stuck it, you know, I did it separately and then put it back there. But in the end, you'll see some of the detail pictures. You'll see how the journaling is actually back behind the paper, so, or behind that flap. So I'm just putting some color on the background. Obviously, you got to put a little color on there. And then I had actually used white artist masking tape to adhere it down. I thought it was pretty cool, but I just felt like it needed something else. So I had brought this washi tape, and so I put that down there, kind of on top of it, layered it on there as well. So I'm going through all of these embellishments. Now I have just a tub. It's like a 9 by 12 inch tub that with like a carry handle on the top, that I just kind of throw any embellishment that I'm like, oh, I like that, but it was in a kit and I don't want to keep the whole kit, or I don't want to keep it in this individual bags or anything. And so what I do is once I've kind of like used up that kit or whatever, I'll go through it and say, I'm never going to use these embellishments, and I just either give them to my kids or I just throw them away. And then the stuff that I do, like I throw into this tub. So that's really all I've kept. Now I do have some hip kits like still in the, you know, like in the monthly bags, but once I get like, you know, a couple of those, and I go through those too as well and kind of put the things I'm going to use in this tub. So I brought the tub with me. It was super easy to do. So I'm just going through, and I love it because it's like a lot of old stuff. So I saw these old, you know, pieces from Felicity Jane, old kits and stuff like that. I was like pretty pumped about those, getting to use those things again. And those were like some Heidi Swap, like party phrase stickers, and I'd used almost all of them except for the word party, and I was like, well, that works perfectly for this page. But I'd gone through, and there's like some Pretty Little Studios. That is some like rub-ons I got from Michaels that are, who is that? I'm sure someone knows. Well, geez, like now I'm sitting here going, I can't even remember what I did, and I'm going through it all. Oh, Jane Davenport, there you go. So the lips were Jane Davenport rub-ons. So it's just a lot of fun, like just different stuff, and I get to throw all on here. Really all I did was look for colors. But anyhow, okay, so let me tell you about this page. This is a picture of a Zoom call that we had for my birthday. So my husband, because, you know, of course my birthday was, well, you guys probably don't even know this, but it was a couple weeks ago. And it's kind of a bummer to sit there and be like, oh, here's your birthday in the middle of this pandemic. And I realize that I'm not the only person that has this issue. There's lots of people that have birthdays right around, but still, my husband was trying to make it the best day possible, and he was so sweet. So he actually threw me a surprise birthday party that was all virtual. It was all on Zoom. And so me and my 3 best friends, we sat around literally for 3 hours, drinking wine and talking via Zoom. And it was so much fun. And by the end, we had laughed so much. It just made the whole day like super fantastic. Like, he even had cake delivered to all these people. Like, how he pulled all of this off. Apparently he had planned it for like a week. He was really good. Cause I kind of figured that we were just, it was fine and all. I was going to hang out with him and 2 of my daughters, basically my 3rd one, she's on her own, but she's like kind of like sheltered at home in her area. And so I had the 2 younger girls and him, and I was like, okay, this will be fine. But then he threw this whole party. So it was like super great. And we had such a fun time on here. I was really excited too because his company pays for like the unlimited Zoom. So we didn't even have to get off after 40 minutes of free time. We had 3 whole hours. And so it was just super duper fun. So he took this picture of the computer screen, and I just felt like it was definitely something that I needed to scrapbook. It totally like captures the moment as well as my birthday. And so that was super great. Okay, so are you seeing all of these great letter stickers? Like, I just brought like a few of my favorites. The hardest part was not having enough letters. Like, I needed an R and a blue R, and I didn't have any blue R. So I did, okay, so that's my March hip kit, and I did kind of like get into that because I had blue thickers, and so worked out perfectly, and I did use those for the rest of my title. The title, of course, is Virtual Surprise Birthday Party. But yeah, so I did get that in there. All right, so now that my title's on, something that you should know too is I could not bring my sewing machine to this. Little quarantine-y, like whatever. We're not actually, no one's sick in our house, thankfully, at this point, but hopefully we won't be, but so we're not quarantining for that reason. We're just doing it because the local community wants anyone to make sure that they come in from out of the county that we self-quarantine, just to make sure that we're not passing anything along for a little bit. So all fine with me. But while I was doing that, I could not fit my sewing machine in the car, which of course I use to always put down my thickers and everything else. So I am making sure that I'm actually adhering things down with liquid glue. I'm not even using my hot glue gun on that because even that sometimes doesn't work to keep things on long term. It's fast, but sometimes when you want to make sure things are going to stay down, you got to use some like serious, really good glue. So I'm using Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. It's got 2 different tips on the bottle, and so that works out really, really well. As I'm sitting here, my 16-year-old is on a Zoom call for school, and my dogs are walking in and out of the house. So I'm sorry if you're hearing weird background noises. It's just life, especially when you're doing voiceovers in the middle of the living room. So that's what happens. And the weather's really nice, so we've got doors open and things like that. So I'm trying to get a little bit of fresh air. Okay, so I'm just wrapping up this page. The last few things that I want to get on here are some hearts, a few more little phrases and things like that. The things that are on here say phenomenal, we had such a good time, happiness, good times, time to party, best friend, unexpected, amazing, so lucky, fantastic, remember today, things like that. It's so cool because I pulled out all of these old supplies and they had like all the like great little phrase stickers and things like that. And then I'm finishing up with some small little puffy hearts. And then I actually busted out some sequins and glue sequins down because it's a party page. And so sequins is fantastic. I considered using glitter, but ultimately did not because 1, I didn't bring any glitter with me, and 2, every time I get glitter, I don't know how, but it ends up all over my husband's face. So we figured it was probably best to not, do glitter, but it helped that I didn't bring any, so you know how that goes. All right, so the last of the little sequins is getting glued on this page, and guys, that's gonna basically wrap it up. It was really fun to do this, and I guess since I am here, my kids are out of school for the rest of the school year, it looks like we're gonna have a lot of time on my hands, so hopefully I'll be able to get lots of these pages done. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section for me. Otherwise, until next time, thanks so much for stopping by. Bye.